I'm a Toastmaster, I can do this. Let's welcome Bob Williams, the backpack trip. The backpack trip, Bob Williams.
Climb the mountains and get their glad tidings. Nature's peace will flow into you as sunshine flows into trees. John Muir. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our guests. The kids have gotten almost old enough to go on a backpack trip, and it was going to be our first family backpack trip. Our son Eric was 4, Heather was 5, and Elizabeth was 8. And they could now walk a few miles, so we thought, hey, this would be a good time to go as the whole family and take a little backpack trip together. Well, we got up to Tuolumne Meadows. Tuolumne Meadows is 8,600 feet in Yosemite Park, many miles from Yosemite Valley, and it's a beautiful place. We were there on the 4th of July weekend, and the only problem was, being little kids, they can't really carry too much. And my wife, she carries her own sleeping bag and her pad and maybe a couple other things, and that's about it. Well, guess what? I was the pack mule. So I got the tent, the food, the stove, the water, the kids' sleeping bags. You can kind of see them sticking out of the top there. It's a little hard to get all that stuff in, plus my own gear. So it was a load. In fact, I had a tough time just even picking it up. But it was fine. We're going to have fun. And we're headed up the trail, and we were on a trail that's part of the John Muir Trail, which is now part of the Pacific Coast Trail. And you'd think, oh, this is going to be tough, 8,600 feet. But on the contrary, it was quite easy. It was fairly flat. You went through some meadows, you went under trees, you had shade, and then you went by this beautiful bubbling brook, which was the Tuolumne River. And it was just big enough that the kids could play in it, and small enough that it wasn't really dangerous. So that was fun, and we stopped whenever the kids felt like they needed a break. Usually I needed a break as well. Well, as the day progressed, we got to the end of the easy part, and we started going up some steep part. And as it was getting late in the day and the kids were tired, great place to stop. So we set up camp, put up the tent, cooked our food, and then it was time to start getting settled in. Well, we were in bear country. Now I need Doug to come on up and help me. And when you're in bear country back in those days, if you just hold your left arm out like that, you find a tree branch that's high enough and strong enough and tall enough. You take a rock, and you whip this thing around, and you get it over the branch, and then you pull it up, and then you get your 2 bags with your food in it, and once it's up there, you hold it, and then you get a stick, and you pop one of them over like that, and then you, hopefully that's going to be high enough that the bear's not going to be able to reach it. Thank you, Doug. And that's what we did. And we had gone through the whole packs, all of our packs, and got all of our food in the 2 bags, and cleaned everything up. Now it's time to go to bed. Well, it turned out that the tent that we had would fit 2 little kids and Suzanne. So that left Elizabeth and I outside, which was fine. We both liked sleeping outside when the weather was nice, looking at the stars. And I no more than got into my sleeping bag and I was out. I mean, really out in deep, deep sleep. Didn't know anything that happened all night long. And since the sun hits you when you're outside of the tent sooner and wakes you up, of course I was the first one awake. Well, what did I notice as soon as I got awake? My backpack was gone. And my first thought was, who on earth would come here in the middle of the night and steal my backpack? That's terrible. How am I going to get all this gear back to the car? What am I going to do? And I was in a panic. And I noticed there were bear tracks. And about 20, 30 feet away, there was my pack. And I went over and examined my pack. And what did I find? The bear had not only got my pack, but he he found the little bit of prunes that somehow got left in that bag there. But it was fine. My next concern was, okay, what happened to our food there up in the tree? If he got that, then that's gonna be kind of a disaster. No breakfast, nothing, because all of our food is there. Luckily, he didn't get any of that. And we got down, got the food, and had breakfast, had a nice leisurely time, and I don't remember too much of the rest of the trip. Got back to the car, everybody had a good time, and the results of that trip were that our kids really enjoyed backpacking and being out in the wilderness. Well, since that time, they found that this method was not the most effective. Bears got smarter. Not only that, but they taught the cubs all the tricks of the trade of how to get food. So now, if you're gonna go into bear country, this is what you have to have. And this is a bear canister, and apparently it's supposed to be indestructible. I've never had any problems. And not only do you have to put all your food in this, you have to put your soap and your toothpaste and anything that smells good that a bear might be interested in. So that's how things have changed. But the trees and the rocks and the beautiful scenery is still there. And so I would encourage you, climb the mountains, get their glad tidings. Nature's peace will flow into you as sunshine flows into trees.